New 200M. New generation, Gen 2. Same part number, but at the end it's got a -2. This is everything that's on the list. They say there's 2 sets of drive rollers, so it's a single roller system. It's got 0.8 there, 0.9, that's a null roller, a 1.2 null, that's for flux core. That's your normal V rollers, 0.8 V, 1 mil V, and there's another one. This one, 0.6 V, and another 0.8. So it came with, well, my one came with 3 rollers. I was lucky there's one in the machine already, a 0.6, 0.8. You put the one you need. 0.8 goes to the outside, that's the one you're going to use. And the 0.6, no, the 0.6 goes to the outside, that's the one you're not going to use. And the 0.8 goes to the inside, that's the one you're going to use. 0.8 goes to the inside. Single roller system. Five kg spools. MIG, TIG, stick, aluminium, and all the other fancy materials. Tension knob, obviously. On the machine, you've got MIG Synergic. You've got MIG manual, so you can do manual settings. You've got high frequency TIG. You got lift TIG. You've got AC stick welding, DC stick welding. Pretty damn awesome if you're running different rods. Some rods only have AC capabilities and some rods prefer DC only. That's for stick welding rods. So MIG Synergic. You want to go into the menus. So it tells you it's on 2T, 2 trigger, normal mild steel, 0.8 mil wire selected CO2. Then you can change your amps. So because it's on MIG Synergic, if you change the amps, the voltage changes and the wire feed changes, everything changes automatically. Then obviously you've got your induction there for you if you want your weld pool to be more flowy or more solid. Your delta U, just that increases your U with 1 volt. If it goes back to U, there you go. Items you can set. So first one there on top is your wire material. You've got steel, flux core, steel, stainless steel. Because it's synergic, it's going to change some settings. Aluminium, more fancy stuff. So you put it on steel there, so you can put the diameter of the wire. This one here, So I can change that to 0.8, 9, 1 mil or 6 mil. I've got 0.8 mil wire, and then you hit the next button. This is something that's quite cool, that you have to push the buttons to go to the next menus, which is different to the previous 200M. This one's got pictures, where the other one's got descriptions. It tells you what the description is, and then the setting next to it. This one's completely different. Then on the 2T mode, you can set your pre-flow for your gas, how much you want the gas to blow before it starts actually pushing wire and arc. This one here is a slow feed, really nice for when you're welding aluminium. So it starts slow, especially when the material is still cool. You do like a slow running feed, so you don't get it helps build up your spool to have the larger arc, and then you start feeding into the arc. Got your burn bag, how far the stick out burns back in towards the nozzle. Post gas, not many machines got these settings, post and pre-gas on MIG. So this is quite cool. So if you want to, especially on steel, you want to protect that wire for as long as possible. Thinner wire needs less, thicker wire needs a bit more post flow, just so that you can give the wire a chance to cool down, so the wire is protected. There's all your settings there. That's for this one. Oh, yep, I forgot about that. Go to the next menu. So as soon as you turn it to 2T trigger mode, 4T trigger mode, you got extra settings. There's your in current. So when you push the trigger and you let go after it's done the first pre-flow, then you don't have to pull the trigger anymore. Then it's you just hold it and weld. When you get to the end, you pull the trigger and hold the trigger, then it will ramp down to 40 amps. And then you've got the next setting over there, end arc length, which helps to prevent pinholes in your weld pulls. Really cool settings. Set, and then obviously, as I said before, you change this, your material thickness changes, and your wire feed changes. Change the amps and the voltage changes. Really nice for somebody who doesn't know how to set up their machine from the word go. This machine is pick up and go weld. Really, really cool. Manual MIG caters more for manual settings. So you don't set your amps over here. This will be your wire feed. This is for people that like to do specific types of welding, that wants to more fine-tune their machines. And then you've got your inductance there. Push that one there. Doesn't ask for wire thickness or anything like that. This is just pure straightforward welding. And then same settings. Got your 4T, 2T settings over there. Post flow, slow feed in, your burn back, post flow, end of wire speed, just to slow the wire down. Then your end voltage, just to get your pull to settle down. And then you've got a spool gun option. When you've got a spool gun, I've got a spool gun, so I would love to see this going. So when you do your spool gun function, your spool gun doesn't go over here. Your spool gun connects to this, and the other end of the spool gun goes to where you normally would put your TIG coupling. That coupling over there on your TIG normally goes there. Your spool gun's got one of these, and then it triggers your and supply voltage to the little spool gun motor through that pin over there. These pins over here. I believe that's a 9-pin setup. Yep. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 9-pin setup. On my 250M, I've changed this to a quick coupler. It's just easier to pack up and go. I'll probably want to do that. Same with this one. Do a quick coupler on that one. Anyway, that's manual. You have to push set. On the previous one, you could just push menu and it would go back. This one won't do that. It will let you have to set first. Set your settings first and then get out. So then you can see the spool gun is off, which is nice to know, because if you've got the spool gun on, and obviously your trigger on your MIG's not going to work the way it should. Then you've got high frequency tick, and then you can set your amps, your voltage. Oh no, sorry, your voltage comes up when you actually start welding. That's right. That goes up when you weld. But there's that one. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. But you can go back into your next setting. So high frequency TIG. I like to do. Oh, multi-spot. That's new. I cannot remember that the previous one had multi-spot. Okay, yep, single spot. Multi-spot, 4T trigger. Next one over, you've got DC, AC triangle wave, AC square wave, AC sine wave. Awesome. I like square wave. Sometimes I go to sine wave. Beautiful. This is new. This is new. Sorry. This is new. I love this. I love this. I'm very familiar with this on the old XLR machines. No, not old machines, on the newer style XLR machines. They've got a picture on the screens, and then you've got this type of thing. But this is awesome because you can set your pre-flows, so many seconds, your pre-current, how much you want that pre-current to ramp up, your main amps running, and then obviously your downslope. Your post current, and then your post flow. If you burn your tungsten quite a bit at the end, usually you don't have enough post flow on it. If you've got pinholes, it's because you don't have the ramp time down enough on that. But wow. Okay, back. Alright, AC/DC, and then pulse. Oh, I want to see that. Pulse, and then next. There you go. That's for your pulse setup. Nice. So again, pre-flow, preamps, your upslow for your preamps is going to start at 10, and then when you let go of the trigger, it's going to ramp up to 35 amp. That will be your peak current, and this will be your base current. So, and then obviously peak duration, how long, what's your percentage time it's going to be at your peak, your pulse frequency, how many frequencies per second, how many times it's going to pulse per second, downslope, post current, and your post flow. I love this style of setup. This is one massive advantage over the all 200M. The all 200M, yes, you got to read, but not everybody likes script. We like pictures. This is a massive advantage, I think, over the old one. I know some people have already welded these, and I believe the reports on these are that the thick aluminium welding on these are actually a bit better than the previous one. So I don't know how much hardware performance is different, but I can tell you this, the weight is different. This one weighs a couple of kilograms more than the previous one. So they must have changed something in the transformers or in the MOSFETs and whatever. Wow. Okay, next. AC, DC, yep. Next one, lift tick. Same thing. Oh, look at that. AC, yep, so you got your balance. So I'm got on poles here for lift tick. You do poles and you get the same settings. So you've got AC over there, you've got your balance. Your AC frequency, you can't adjust that. And this is your balance for cleaning action. So you want to be in the middle for balanced, and then that's more cleaning action that way, more penetration this way, more cleaning action over there. So if you find your pull is not clean and it's dull and whatever, I normally jump up 1 or 2. You can get better cleaning, especially if you don't have to penetrate as much, if you're welding thinner materials. That's freaking awesome. So lift tick, just want to see what options are here for lift tick. 40, AC/DC, pulse on, same thing. Oh, I would love to do some pipe welding on this. That's going to be one of my go-to things, is do a pipe weld on it. Get a Sagil 40 pipe and weld it. Okay, that's AC stick welding. AC stick welding, 200 amps. I normally do 2.5 or 3.2 more rods. 3.2, yeah, about 95 to 110. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. So we've got our that's so much fun. It's nice to have these settings over here. Your hot start. Okay. What else? DC. Oop. DC, here we go. Yeah. Same settings. There's no other settings than that. Don't expect more settings because it's stick welding. Same type of buttons. I've had my machine for over 2 years, my 215. They haven't damaged yet. Hope they won't. Nice. You can obviously not run the gas there. So if I go back to synergic, so I'm back in the mix setting. You can hear the gas all night. Ooh la la. Nice. What did I get? I got 3 rollers. I got a 3 meter. Got a 3 meter Benzel torch. It's not the red Lincoln one. Same torch size, but the cable is skinnier than the 250M. Obviously, less amps. Cable skinnier, and it moves around easier. Here's my tick. setup. Part number there. This setup feels really good. It feels a little bit more flexible than the and yeah, it might be less amp cable in there, but it feels a little bit more flexible than the 250M. The 250M cable is way more tighter, so this will probably be not the same. I'm not sure, but I don't think that's the same as the 250. 250 is definitely tougher. Then obviously got your connections for your cables for your gas, and then there's my stick setup. And my stick setup over there. Quick coupler for the gas, and it's got a proper Lincoln regulator. There's the specs on that. My one's 240, being in New Zealand. Apparently, I'm not sure, but it's multi-voltage, so it probably can run 110. There you go. There she is in all her glory. Really, really nice machine. Love it. I've got the pedals, so I'll probably use my Lincoln pedal on this. That'll be nice too. Now I've got the 250. 250 is really nice, but it's not portable. It's a nice workshop machine. This is going to be so awesome to go out to sites and just do a quick weld with a stick, MIG or TIG. I do a lot of aluminium TIG welding and some stainless. I want to see how that's going to perform stainless. Oh, nice. Anyway, if I feel like it, I'll probably do another video about welding on it. Enjoy. Thank you. I think I'm the only video on YouTube at the moment. There's only a 0.6 second stupid video. I don't know who's put that up, but no advertising on this. And it comes with a, I forgot to say that, comes with a memory stick. Your manuals on the memory stick, which you can go and read at your own convenience. Awesome. Oh, yep. Accessory parts. I gotta pack all this up. My wife's gonna kill me. Accessories. Not included. But that's the spool gun number. I've got that. That's the pedal. I've got that. Yeah, cool machine. Really cool machine. Alright, thank you. Bye.